getting business as a freelancer. So obviously, if you are working with ZZ, this is not a concern. But if you're not working with ZZ, then I'm going to give you a brief overview as to how to do it. So, with freelance web development, there are two options actually to what you can sell and make an income from as a web developer and a freelance web developer. The first option is to offer a web development service. And the good things about that is you get obviously lump sums and you can build a strong client base. As Spencer was saying, if you get one good client, that can give you an income in itself. And also you have to do more customer service, and the payments can be irregular. The saying is, it could be you get a big lump sum, and then you might be waiting another month or so, for another job to come in and get that payment. The other option is to build a product and sell it online. Now, an example of a product would be an app. So if you build an app for a phone, so it could be a fitness app, or it could be a to-do list app or something like that. Or if it was online, it could be something for small businesses to help them with their invoicing. I think you build something like an invoicing tool online, so that people can just put in a bit of information and it will create invoicing for them really quickly and easily, and then you charge a bit per month. And the good thing about that is you're getting regular payments and you're just building and developing one product, so you're not having to switch between different developments all the time and have two different lines on it. You can just work on that, but obviously you will need to handle support queries, and you will need to take into consideration your customers and think about what they're doing and build on that. So how do you find the right markets to sell to? If you're selling web development, then it's about you. You have to think about market sectors where you have experience and knowledge, and how you can then further that and use that knowledge to get more work. Because if you go to an industry like the motor trade and you say, oh, well, I've done 5 motor trade websites before, they've been very successful, this is my track record, then obviously they're going to be a lot more interested in you than if you just say, well, I'm a web developer, I can develop websites. It's not specific to their industry, so they're not going to be as interested. If you just sell yourself as a web developer to everybody, they're not going to be able to distinguish you from all the other web developers. You've got to have something that makes you stand out from them. So think about what you've done before and consider maybe a few different markets that you can concentrate on, and that you can then focus your attention in terms of marketing and sales. Then with a product, so as we were saying with the apps or whatever, you need to profile your user. You need to understand who your user is, what their interests are, what they do, where they shop, where they go, what they do online. And you need to be there with your advertising, with your SEO. You need to get yourself in front of those targeted customers. So you've understood who your customer is, why they would want your service or your product, as in an online product or an app, and then make sure you're getting to them with your marketing and put yourself out. Okay, so how do you package yourself and position yourself to get people interested? And firstly, in terms of web development, you need to be the authority in your sector. People will ask, well, why should I listen to you? Well, the reason is because, as I say, you've done all of these websites in this industry. You know exactly what's involved. You know what the problems are. You know what the good side is, and you can therefore give them a direct route to their result. And that's what they're interested in, getting results. If you show that you're an authority in this area, then they will trust you and give you that opportunity. With a web product, It's about the recipe, it's about functionality. If you look, for example, this is an innocent smoothie. It tells you exactly what is in here. It says 69 press-fed grapes, 77 blueberries, very, very precise. And the reason why it's that precise is they're building trust with the user. And so when you're advertising your product, you need to be very precise on the functionality of the product. Don't overemphasize anything, because in any way, just try and actually underplay it, because the more you can underplay it and the people go on there, and if, for example, they love it and they are happy with it and they realize actually it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be, that's when you get the referrals, you get the buzz about it, people will write reviews about it. That's the interesting part. So be careful not to overemphasize the functionality, but use that functionality in the right way, because that's what people are looking for when they're looking for products. They want something which does something specific. So how do you find the targets and then convert them? So with your web development, you need to be the authority, as we talked about. And to build your authority, you need to do a lot of content probably in terms of press releases, in terms of blogging. For example, do a meetup like this, talk about something that you know about, so that you demonstrate to people that you know about it and that you can help them with it, you can offer that. We can also use LinkedIn, for example, get into conversations with people from a particular sector that you've targeted, and talk to them about your experience and how you can help them, because you know about this area and they will understand that. In terms of the web product, you've got your direct approach. A web product is an offer basically. You've got all of the functionality there. It does this, this and this. Do you want it or do you not want it? That's the offer. There's no messing about with it. You put it out there, you put your conversion pages on, you do your best copy, and then you target your profile customer. You make sure it's the right person that's going to that page, and you do your analytics. So you see exactly who is coming onto my page, what are they doing when they're on the page, do I need to change something, do I need to change the content? It's a lot of factor around, to be honest. You have to do lots of A to B testing, checking, seeing whether something is working, whether it's not working, and it can take several months, but you'll get there. And when it's converting, obviously that's the best thing. You'll just constantly get orders or people using it, and that's fantastic. And also, as with web products, if you can offer it for free, as a free trial, then you're halfway there anyway. So the sales process, just a bit of an overview. If it's a service, you just need to decide on your market and the sector you're targeting. You need to create regular advertising content, so your blog, etc. Get creative, do meetups, meet people, show them your knowledge in the area, and then be open and available to demo something. So if you're doing a website for someone that's similar to something you've already done, show them that, because once you demonstrate it, it has a lot more effect, a lot more power. Set up specification meetings. As soon as you start talking about a project, that is towards the end of the marketing process. You're getting people engaged, they're understanding what you can do for them, you're giving them ideas, you're building up a vision in their head as to what you're going to create for them, and that's very important. And then you be ready to start. If it's a product, it's a different scenario. You decide on your market, you profile your user, that's what we talked about. You create the conversion pages and the blog and everything that goes with the social media. Then you market those pages to your elected market, and then you analyze and improve the conversion of those pages. So you do a lot of testing with analytics, and you see what's happening. Ubounce and a few other websites good at that. So keep all your leads though. If, for example, they don't buy, have something which comes up, or offer them something to leave their details so that you can follow up on that lead later on. Use email marketing for people who are interested, as Leah's going to talk about later. Finally, how do you get repeat sales? Now, it's important to remember that there are only two ways to grow your business. Firstly, to get new business, and secondly, to get repeat business. And so repeat this is incredibly important. If you're doing web development, you need to keep talking to your customers about the future. Keep considering where they want to go. Understand what they're trying to achieve and give them visions as to how that can be achieved and what you can do to get them there. Because then they'll start saying, okay, how much is this going to cost? How much is that going to cost? Then you get into a specification conversation, and then your marketing is going even further. And also be a partner, not a third party. So you want to be involved in everything. You want to be seen as a partner. You don't want to be seen as someone who they put out the work to. You want to build that rapport with your client, understand where they're coming from, and understand their business. And as soon as you start talking about their business, almost as if they talk about their business, they will understand that you're almost a partner. And that's a very good relationship to have, because that's when you're keeping those important clients which are paying your bills. Maintain and upgrade. So always look, how can I improve my client's site? Do they have enough security? Is there some threat that might happen to their site? Is their site fast enough? Check the speed. Do we need to do some optimization? These are all things which can then give you repeat business. With the product side, if you've got a product, it's a very tempting thing to just say, okay, I've sold the product, so why do I need to keep talking to the customer? Obviously, you need to keep talking to the customer because you need to keep the conversation going. Use email campaign systems like Mailjet. Keep that collaboration going, understanding what it is that the customer is looking for. Maybe they love a lot of things about the product, but they're not sure about this. Or maybe they really want some particular feature. And that feature might be something quite small that you could do quite easily, but it will keep them for another year or 2 years. So it's worth doing. So keep that collaboration and that communication going on with them, and always look to upgrade, see what else you can do to the product. If you can upgrade it as well, and do like a premium version, like LinkedIn, for example, has this premium version, and that will bring you extra revenue for a very similar thing. It's not that much different, but you're opening up maybe another sector of the site or another thing which you can get people excited about. And invest in your product. Never just leave it and think, oh, that's good, it's going to be fine, because everybody else is developing products at the same time. So you'll just stay there and everyone will go up here and then everyone will leave. So you need to keep yourself as high as possible, keep investing in your product and keep it good. Okay, so that's that finally. And yeah, lastly, again, if you want to apply, if you feel that all of that is a bit too much to take on board and you don't want to do the marketing and the sales, talk to ZZ, because that's what we do for you. We have sales team, we have marketing people, and it will allow you to concentrate on your development. So just go to the website or talk to us and we'll